With plans for a major star and more, this is Pro Wrestling Central. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. According to PW Insider, a source confirmed that Liv Morgan was not backstage at Raw and was not scheduled to appear. Morgan has been absent since June 16th after suffering a shoulder injury which required surgery. It remains to be seen when she makes her return. Stevie Richards recently claimed that Logan Paul is better than the entire AEW roster. AEW's Kyle Fletcher took issue with this, telling TMZ's Inside the Ring, "I don't know if he believes that wholeheartedly. If he does, like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I think that opinion is BS personally. I think the roster that we have at AEW, the matches that you see on a weekly, bi-weekly, like monthly basis, I am astounded. Like, I can't even keep up. Like, I watch one match that I go, that's the best match I've seen this year, and then the next week I'll see another match that I think is the best match this year. It's an absolutely absurd claim to make. No hate on Logan Paul doing great stuff. Good for you. He's been in the business 5 years, if that. So the level that he's performing at is insane. Do I think he's better than Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay? Not a chance. They think whatever they did is the best way it can be done, and I think a lot of people in wrestling feel like that, and it's just not true. The business is constantly evolving, constantly changing. The people watching it would just be losing their minds at the things that they are witnessing. After Raw went off the air, a brawl broke out between those in the upcoming men's War Games match at Survivor Series. During Raw, Dolph Ziggler made his return to WWE to face Solo Sikoa in the Last Time Is Now tournament. Ziggler would come up short, as Fightful Select said this regarding his status with WWE. Much like with Matt Cardona / Zack Ryder the week prior, WWE sources indicated to Fightful that Ziggler is not signed to a WWE contract. We were told by TNA sources that Nemeth has preferred that method after being locked down to WWE for so long. WWE was happy with his performance on Monday. Following her loss of the Women's Intercontinental title on Raw to Maxine Dupree, Becky Lynch had this to say in a video with Xavier Woods.
Hey, it's a travesty. Travesty.
No manager's license, no manager, and we are in the state of New York, which has an athletic commission.
Yes.
Therefore, anybody that comes out through the curtain should be verified by the athletic commission. AJ Lee was not verified by the athletic commission. Therefore,
illegal.
that was
illegal.
Clearly a rigged match. Therefore, vis-a-vis, hence the following: I do not recognize the outcome of that match.
We don't either. We don't either. And you shouldn't either.
You shouldn't either.
You shouldn't either.
Do not recognize it.
Do not. I'm actually going to start a petition. I'm going to get a lawsuit to overturn the results of this match.
Whatever you need from us.
Anything you need from us, Becky. Anything. We've got your back forever.
100%.
Love you too.
Priscilla Kelly, formerly known as Gigi Dolan in WWE, made a comment that NXT contracts could be as low as $30,000 annually. Now, she has addressed the backlash, saying, "Let me just clarify. Never did I say that there was anything wrong with this salary, nor was I complaining about it, especially considering this is starting out. When I started wrestling, I was lucky to get $20 after driving all night just to get a spot on a show. I was simply making a point that contracts and salaries can vary greatly depending on where and who you are, and with TV and living expenses, it can be tough. A lot of you have took this and made it into something it's not." Brian Alvarez added on Wrestling Observer Radio, "There was that interview with, I forget who did the interview. It was late at night. Anyway, she was talking about how people overestimate how much everybody makes in NXT. She mentioned that people made as little as $30,000, and man, people in WWE were not happy with that interview, because nobody's making $30,000 in NXT. The NXT deals start at $75,000. Now, if you are a Jordan Grace or you're a Ricky Saints or whoever, you're obviously going to be making more than that. Ridge Holland was making more because he had a main roster deal, and then they cut his deal when he went to NXT, but he was still making more than $75,000. The WWE ID talent, nobody is making close to $30,000. They're making significantly less because essentially the contracts are, we have the right to match any offer. You're given per diems, money to upgrade your gear, to improve your look, and WWE reserves the right to sign you to a real WWE deal if you get over or get another offer." In a video, Chelsea Green can be seen at the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Hello! The two-time United States Women's Champion has arrived. Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame. Oh, the perfect place to show off my tenure. Oh my, look at this.
I'd like to welcome you to the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. It'd be my honor if I could show you some of our bronze plaques.
John Cena, a fellow legend. We love that for me. Oh, my gosh.
Our tour starts
Where
over
am I?
You are not up here yet. I've got June Byers.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me, please keep your hands to you. I'm going to caution you.
I'm going to caution you. Tell me where I am before I light this entire place on fire.
I've told you twice. Listen, please keep your hands to yourself as I try to give you a tour.
Okay, well, if you'd stop waving your giant mitts around, then maybe I would.
All right. Gentlemen, security.
Disgusting.
Security.
Disgusting. Oh, security. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Whoa, Beavis and Butthead.
Ma'am,
What are you
go.
doing? Ma'am? Ma'am.
Please don't make
Listen,
this
I've asked you to
Is this
control
you?
yourself. Please.
Are you hiring Dumb and Dumber? I can't.
I'm very disappointed that this is the way that it has to be.
No. Oh, you're fired. You're fired. Your life is over. I swear. I swear. Oh, now you're quiet, you big dummy.
When it comes to Chad Gable returning to WWE from injury, Ringside News wrote that Chad Gable might be inching closer to a WWE comeback. After months on the sidelines recovering from shoulder surgery, a new update suggests the Olympic standout is preparing to step back into the ring. According to a PW Insider report published on November 18, 2025, Gable is expected to be at the Performance Center this week to work on his in-ring return. Gable was last seen on WWE Raw in June during a brutal on-screen assault by Penta, who locked in his signature arm breaker as part of a storyline exit. While the segment played out on television, it was actually WWE's way of covering for a legit shoulder injury that required immediate surgery. Gable went under the knife on July 1st. Before the injury, Gable, working under the masked persona El Grande Americano, was building toward a SummerSlam showdown with Penta in a planned mask versus mask match. The segment on the June 23rd episode of Raw was originally booked to wrap up that feud. Once Gable's surgery was confirmed, the attack angle was repurposed as a send-off. It's now been over 4 months since the operation, and while his recovery timeline projected a return around December 2025, WWE is yet to confirm an official comeback date. A return in early 2026 is still possible, depending on his rehab pace and where WWE's creative plans land. During Gable's absence, since the El Grande Americano character has quietly been carried forward by Ludwig Kaiser in both WWE live events and AAA appearances. Whether Gable reclaims the mask or moves on to something entirely new remains a question only WWE and time can answer. As John Cena will be retiring from in-ring competition after this year, Bryan Alvarez reported that belief is Cena very likely the 2026 Hall of Fame main eventer. Touching on the possibility of Donald Trump and Vince McMahon being in attendance for John Cena's final match in WWE, Bryan Alvarez noted on Wrestling Observer Radio, obviously, one of the big questions is who is going to be there for the Washington, D.C. final match of John Cena's career, Saturday night's main event. There has been a lot of talk about the possibility of Donald Trump being there, a lot of talk about the possibility of Vince McMahon being there. I don't know if either of them are going to be there, but it's certainly been discussed. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.